Coming up, the Iowa City Community School District opposes a new bill. And later, Iowa City maps out a new way to see art.
2 Iowa basketball stars are in the running for huge awards. I'll tell you more in sports.
So far after break, the weather has been up, down, and all around. I'll tell you more in weather and what to expect going forward through the week.
All that and more coming up in this Wednesday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere, DITV News starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Ethan Brander. The state of Iowa has been ranked as the 3rd worst state for African Americans. And Daily Iowa News reporter Arabia Parkey is live in the newsroom with more. Arabia, why do Midwestern states, particularly Iowa, make up the 5 worst states for black people?
Hi, in a study by 24/7 Wall Street, an index of 8 measures such as home ownership and incarceration rates were used to analyze race-based socioeconomic outcomes. UI Assistant Professor Ashley Howard said that compared to southern states, there's a lower concentration of black people in Iowa and the Midwest, causing the data to be skewed. An example of this is incarceration in Iowa, where 25% of Iowans in a state or federal correctional facility are black, though only 3.6% of Iowa's population is black.
How is the black Midwestern experience described?
Howard described the black Midwestern experience as oftentimes being made to feel invisible. This is because the Midwest is commonly thought of as an exclusively white space. She said that analyzing the black experience in Iowa and the Midwest is important to thinking about the black experience in the U.S. as a whole, as many of the core values here correspond to the nation itself. UI second year Agnes Souza described racism in Iowa as being more implicit versus the overt racism commonly displayed in the South. They said that because there's such a low population of black people in Iowa, frequent implicit racism can have an overall effect on your mental health.
Thanks, Arabia. The Iowa City Community School District passed a resolution that opposes Iowa's new transgender athlete law. The law passed last night at the school board meeting. This means that the district would not enforce the transgender athlete bill passed by Governor Reynolds. The bill passed on March 1st that rules that trans women and girls cannot compete in school sports. The athlete must have the label of female on the birth certificate. This applies to high school and collegiate competitors. ICCSD says that it opposes this bill and that protecting the LGBTQ+ community is one of the top priorities of the resolution. As we are finally making our way into the spring, there is no better time to explore Iowa City's art collection, though it may seem difficult to get to all 165 locations across the city. The Public Art Advisory Committee has found a solution. The committee has just released a detailed map to the public that gives the exact location of every mural, sculpture, and other must-see pieces of art. Notable stops on the map will include the Wild Culture mural, the El Banditos mural, and the Brewery Square portraits. Visit icgov.org/publicart for access to the map and more news on the Iowa City art scene. The Iowa legislature completed its second funnel week last Friday. This deadline requires bills to have passed one chamber and one committee in the other order to stay viable in the legislature session. Some of the bills that are still alive in the legislature include Governor Reynolds' plan to provide families with state-funded scholarships in order to allow more students to attend private schools in Iowa. Another bill that is currently still viable is one that slashes unemployment benefits from the current 26 weeks of availability to Iowans to just 16 weeks. Additionally, a bill requiring identification when casting an absentee ballot is still alive. For more information on which bills are still alive or still viable, and which ones failed to pass the funnel, check out this week's Backroom Breakdown, DITV's weekly politics segment on Thursday. Now, Lucy, we've had some crazy weather lately. Can we look forward to more nice days coming soon?
Unfortunately, Ethan, we had our first taste of spring on Monday, but it's not time to bring out the shorts quite yet. We're looking at a live view of campus, and in true Midwestern fashion, we have more rain today with a high of 49, and overnight will dip down into the 30s. The sky will be cloudy and have some winds along with the 70% chance of showers during the day. Tomorrow morning, there's a 30% chance of snow and rain mix, so if you have any early morning classes on Thursday, be sure to not forget your raincoat. The temperature will be at 43 degrees before dropping down to 32 Thursday evening, where there will be some early cloudy skies before a late clearing. Looking further into the week, we're getting closer to a consistent spring with temperatures in the high 40s and low 50s. The sun will be trying to peek out, but it looks like we won't get another perfect sunny and warm day like we had on Monday for a while. We have entered severe weather season, and this week, March 21st through the 25th, serves as Severe Weather Awareness Week in Iowa. As a part of the week, the UI Department of Public Safety will test the Hawk Alert system at 10 a.m. today in accordance with the National Weather Service and the Johnson County Severe Weather Drills. The sirens will be activated, though you will not have to seek shelter. They strongly encourage that you take the time to think about what you would do and where you would go if there was an actual tornado or severe weather warning. Now let's toss it over to Sam for an update on Hawkeye sports.
Thanks, Lucy. Two-star Iowa basketball players are finalists for huge awards. Caitlin Clark and Keegan Murray were both named Naismith Player of the Year finalists yesterday. The University of Iowa is the only program this year to have finalists in both men's and women's basketball. Clark was named the Big Ten Player of the Year and the Big Ten Tournament MVP in the Hawkeyes championship win. She also leads the country in multiple categories, including assists per game and points per game. Murray's nomination marks the Iowa men's basketball program's third consecutive year of having a Naismith Trophy finalist. He was named the Big Ten Most Outstanding Player of the Year. He's also the only player this season to average over 23 points and over 8 rebounds per game. The women's award will be announced on March 30th, and the men's will be announced on April 2nd. The Hawks track and field had their first outdoor event at the Baldy Castillo Invitational in Tempe, Arizona this past Saturday. Sophomore Kalen Walker had a standout showing in his first outdoor event ever with a 10.20 100-meter race, breaking previous Iowa record holder Justin Austin's 10.21 second race back in 2011. Walker also holds the 60-meter record, which he set in his first ever indoor event. So now he currently has 2 Iowa sprinting records in only his sophomore year.
I mean, it feels great to get those records, and I was working towards them. Like, it was one of my goals to get the records, but that really isn't the end goal or the purpose of me running here.
Along with this record-breaking race, 4 other Iowa sprinters for the Hawkeyes had personal records in the men's 100-meter. He highly compliments his fellow teammates and coaches' dedication to improving early on in the season.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're shooting for, is just improving, and just having a group like this is very nice because we all want to get better and have really good mindsets, and having Coach Woody there to help us is just the cherry on top.
The Hawkeyes look to continue their momentum at the San Francisco State Dance Distance Carnival during March 31st through April 2nd. The Iowa men's baseball team is going to face Grandview today in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes are on a 2-game winning streak and have found what they needed to stay strong this week. Iowa just defeated Texas Tech 6-3 following another hard-fought win against St. Thomas 6-5 last week. The players are feeling their spark fly here in their home field once again.
Really happy with our pitching staff. They did exactly what we've been asking them to do, and that's just fill the strike zone up. And if we're gonna lose, it's gonna be because they beat us and not because we're giving away free bases on the mound. And they've done a great job the last 2 days of cleaning that up.
The Hawkeyes have been working hard on their offensive play during practice and are ready to dominate on the diamond. The Hawkeyes face Central Michigan this weekend. Iowa hopes to continue their win streak through the rest of the week. Be sure to tune back in Friday morning for an update on Hawkeye baseball and basketball. Back to you, Ethan.
Thanks, Sam. If you're in the Iowa City area this week and wanting to stay inside out of the cooler temps, Back Pocket Brewing Company is the place to be for those over 21. Girl Scout cookies and beer pairings will take place Thursday, March 24th. The brewery is providing a mix of Girl Scout cookies with their craft beer for attendees, creating the perfect taste combo. Limited spots are available for attendees who will receive 5.5-ounce beers paired with 5 of their favorite Girl Scout cookies. The event begins at 7 p.m. Thank you for tuning in to DITV News. Head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. From DITV News, I'm Ethan Brander. Have a great day.